The draft may be over, but the most crucial piece of the offseason puzzle is just falling into place as our front office absolutely raided the undrafted free agent market. We just secured a monstrous haul of hidden talent, including a quarterback with serious elite-level ties, a mauling offensive lineman dubbed the Vanilla Gorilla, and a powerhouse lefty kicker who looks like he belongs in a boxing ring. Sit back and listen closely, because these under-the-radar acquisitions might just be the exact missing ingredients that push this roster over the edge. Before we break down every single one of these game-changing moves, make sure to smash that like button, share this video with the fanbase, and hit subscribe so you never miss an update. We all know the draft grabs the shiny headlines, but how many times have we seen an undrafted free agent come out of absolutely nowhere to become the emotional heartbeat of a playoff run? It happens every single year across the league. The reality is, the moment the 7th round concluded, our front office wasted zero time. They instantly went to work, signing 13 highly touted undrafted free agents and inviting 3 more hungry prospects to rookie minicamp for a tryout. This is where rosters are truly built, so let's seamlessly glide through these new additions, starting with the most heavily scrutinized position in all of sports. We brought in quarterback Miller Moss, and there is a massive amount to love about how he fits the long-term vision of this franchise. He is a 2-year starter who brings a fascinating blend of collegiate experience, having played in 2 completely contrasting offensive schemes. He spent crucial time under Lincoln Riley at USC, where he actually built a fantastic, well-documented rapport with our current franchise quarterback back in 2023. He then transitioned to Jeff Brohm's much more traditional, pro-style offense at Louisville. Having to digest and execute 2 vastly different playbooks shows an exceptionally high football IQ. Now, let us be perfectly realistic with each other. With our current quarterback room essentially locked in with highly invested talent, Moss isn't going to make the active 53-man roster right out of the gate. But keeping a highly intelligent arm like his around on the practice squad to develop his mechanics. That is incredibly smart roster insulation. You can never have too many capable arms in the building. Moving smoothly right into the backfield, we added a wildly intriguing chess piece in Coleman Bennett out of Kennesaw State. Throughout the draft process, many of us were intensely wondering if the front office would burn a late-round pick on a running back, but holding their fire and waiting for Bennett was a tactical masterstroke. He is a genuinely explosive athlete who carved up college defenses for 5 yards a carry. More importantly, he acted as a legitimate receiving threat out of the backfield, racking up over 300 receiving yards and 7 total touchdowns last season. Suddenly, our running back room is incredibly deep and highly congested. The top 2 rotational spots are firmly secured, which means Bennett is walking into an absolute furnace of a competitive environment just to earn that 3rd string or practice squad role. The camp battles in the backfield are going to be absolutely fierce, and Bennett has the juice to turn some heads. If there is one thing that kept this fanbase up at night last season, it was the agonizing, drive-killing dropped passes. The front office clearly heard our collective frustration and actively addressed that trauma by bringing in 2 highly capable, wildly different wide receivers. First up is Squirrel White. His recent stint at Florida State might not have gone exactly as planned, but let's completely ignore that and remember what he did at Tennessee. For 3 highly productive years, he was a dynamic, chain-moving slot weapon, compiling around 1,600 yards and 6 touchdowns for the Volunteers. He is slightly undersized, but rumor has it he ran a blistering 4.28 at his pro day. You simply cannot teach that kind of earth-shattering raw speed. Paired with his inherent return abilities, he is an electrifying stash candidate who could be a special teams demon. Balancing out that pure speed, we also grabbed Omari Kelly out of Michigan State. This Big Ten standout is exactly the type of big-bodied, reliable target we have been begging for. He pulled down 47 catches for over 600 yards last year. But here is the single most important statistic you will hear today. He recorded only 1 single drop all season long. 1 drop. That level of sure-handed consistency is an absolute breath of fresh air. We are heading into OTAs with 9 total receivers, meaning the war for the back end of that depth chart is going to be wildly entertaining to watch unfold. That actually brings me to our official question of the day, and I want to hear from every single one of you in the comments right now. Out of all these incoming rookie wildcards we are discussing, which specific undrafted free agent do you think has the absolute best chance to steal a spot on the final 53-man roster? Drop your boldest predictions down below because this is going to be a massive, heated debate all summer long. Shifting our focus to the heavy lifters in the trenches, let's look at tight end Hayden Large out of Iowa. Whenever you acquire a tight end from the legendary Iowa pipeline, you know exactly what kind of player you are getting. You are getting a physical, disciplined, fundamentally sound blocker. Large isn't going to be running complex double moves or making highlight reel, one-handed catches down the seam. His specific job is to move massive defensive linemen completely against their will. Despite being a bit undersized for a traditional in-line blocking role, his relative athletic score was phenomenal, showcasing some serious baseline explosiveness. Our tight end room has about 7 guys fighting for a job right now, so Large is primarily competing to be a practice squad anchor unless the coaching staff plans on running some incredibly heavy, jumbo run packages this fall. Speaking of moving bodies, our offensive line haul is incredibly fascinating and features some absolute brawlers. We signed Mason Murphy out of Auburn, an SEC battle-tested tackle who logged over 800 grueling snaps as a full-time starter. Yes, allowing 10 sacks last year is a glaring red flag that causes some immediate anxiety, but he balanced it out by maintaining elite discipline, drawing only 4 penalties all season. Overall, his blocking grades were surprisingly above average for a guy navigating the toughest defensive conference in college football. But the offensive lineman that has everybody legitimately buzzing is Kaden Barnett out of Wyoming, affectionately known by the phenomenal moniker, the Vanilla Gorilla. He is a fiercely aggressive, downhill mauler who looks to drive defenders violently into the dirt on every single snap. He is surprisingly athletic for his massive frame, possesses a rock-solid anchor, and surrendered only 1 single sack last season. Sometimes he lunges a bit too eagerly because he just wants to hit somebody, but you have to love that kind of raw, unteachable aggression. The front office certainly loved it, rewarding him with a significant chunk of guaranteed money to ensure he signed here over competing teams. With our starting guards steadily aging, Barnett is a brilliant, nasty long-term project. We also rounded out the interior by signing Jaron Kump from Utah. He is an incredibly steady center who only gave up 1 sack and 5 penalties over nearly 900 snaps, providing some much-needed, high-floor depth to the middle of the line. Flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, the trenches just got a lot more interesting with the addition of defensive tackle Jaden Loving from Wake Forest. If you are looking for a dark horse sleeper to actually make the active roster, circle his name in red ink immediately. He generated 23 interior pressures last season and absolutely crushed his athletic testing. He put up 31 grueling reps on the bench press while dominating the explosiveness drills. The depth right behind our starting defensive tackles is surprisingly thin and unproven, leaving the door completely wide open for a high-motor, high-character disruptor like Loving to carve out a very real rotational role. In the secondary, we secured Skylar Thomas, a safety out of Oregon State. We desperately needed a bit more physical insurance back there, and Thomas fits the bill perfectly as a heavy-hitting box safety. He tallied 78 tackles, 5 pass breakups, and an interception last season. While he doesn't possess elite, sideline-to-sideline top-end speed, his physical size and natural length are ideal for playing down in the box. To survive the final brutal wave of roster cuts, he is going to have to prove he is an absolute menace on special teams. But the baseline traits are absolutely there. And speaking of special teams, we have to talk about our brand new kicker, Gabriel Placencia from San Diego State. The internet has already organically crowned him Thicker the Kicker, and honestly it is a flawless masterpiece of a nickname. Standing 6 foot and weighing a dense 230 pounds, this guy looks exactly like Sebastian Janikowski reincarnated. He brings a booming left leg, an incredibly consistent 88% career accuracy rate, and plenty of high-pressure experience hitting from well beyond 50 yards. Our current veteran kicker has been a fantastic, steadying force in tough weather, but bringing in a cannon-legged rookie to drastically turn up the heat and create intense competition in training camp is a brilliant strategic move. We also added long snapper Bo Gardner to spark up a little special teams snapping competition of his own. Complacency is the enemy of progress, and this front office knows it. Finally, let's briefly touch on the tryout players coming to rookie minicamp, because one specific name carries some very heavy emotional weight for this fanbase. Josh Kreutz, the son of our legendary, bone-rattling former center Olin Kreutz, is getting a well-deserved shot. He might lack the elite size and sheer athleticism of a top-tier prospect, but extending an opportunity to the bloodline of a franchise icon is a tremendously classy move. Plus, you never know if he inherited that signature, terrifying mean streak his father possessed. He is joined by Terrell Tillman, a highly intriguing edge rusher from Texas Tech who was buried beneath a stacked depth chart but showed genuine flashes of elite pass-rushing potential in his highly limited action. Sometimes all a kid needs is a fresh set of eyes to unlock his game. As we stand right now, looking at the overarching picture, the roster mathematics are telling a very interesting and suspenseful story. After factoring in our entire draft class and these 13 brand new undrafted free agents, our active roster sits exactly at 88 men. That means the front office has purposefully, strategically left 2 spots completely open. What is the plan here? Are they patiently waiting for the post-June 1st cap casualties to hit the wire? Are they quietly lining up a blockbuster veteran signing behind the scenes? We will have to wait and see, but one thing is absolutely certain. The foundation is firmly set, the incoming camp battles are going to be nothing short of legendary, and I cannot wait to watch this new iteration of the roster take its final shape.